morning. Here's our view here in Fargo from our Storm Team Skycam network, and you can see visibility is okay, somewhat, relatively speaking here. But as you look a little farther afield, we normally can see downtown Fargo from our view, and it's very tough to make out with some blowing snow and even some light snow off and on continuing to fall here in the valley. We've got those DOT crews out trying to take care of the roads, but tough to keep up with that wind whipping things around. And speaking of, we have a few views from Minnesota DOT crews from their plow cameras here. Northern Valley, of course, has been a little bit worse off than the Southern Valley. This is a plow camera from the War Road area on Minnesota Highway 11. You could see snow on the road. Visibility, at least as of that view, looking okay. And in Red Lake Falls, you could see snow-covered roads there as well on Highway 32. So we'll continue to be updating these for you throughout the morning and show you different views from around the valley. Some of us don't have a very good view at all, with whiteout conditions continuing and snow still falling. It's not done yet. In the Northern Valley, we're still dealing with quite a bit of widespread snow. And Southern Valley, Fargo, we've had a couple of rounds of it here this morning, and you can see just out to the west, there's an area of snow that's going to continue to be building in. So our visibility about to drop again here in Fargo, Moorhead, and if you're heading west on I-94, you're going to run into that too toward Valley City as well. Down to the south, Fergus Falls is looking a little bit better for you, and down by Wahpeton, Breckenridge, though we still have that wind blowing things around. And then, of course, we want to look up north, where just we are covered in blue here on the map. In northwest Minnesota, you can see snow stretching from Hallock down to Newfolden and Thief River Falls. Red Lake Falls, again, as we just showed you, has plenty of snow on the ground, and Grand Forks has been dealing with quite a bit of snow as well. As of midnight, the National Weather Service reported a little over 4 inches of snow in Grand Forks, and of course, we've been adding to that. But this is going to be a tough one to measure these snowfall totals because of the nature of the wind blowing it around. In Fargo, we haven't had a bunch of snow, but I had to trudge through about a 1.5-foot drift this morning because of the wind blowing it around. So that's going to be your big issue for much of the valley. And checking out your radar view across the tri-state area, you could see there are more areas of snow in Minnesota. So if you need to head down to Minneapolis today, it's going to be a tough go of it here, given that we've got more snow developing along I-94 there. And of course, some clearing happening out west. What will stay with us for most of the day is the wind. We've got wind coming in out of the north, some gusts into the 40s in Grand Forks, a 41-mile-per-hour gust continuing there. We've got a steady speed of 29 miles per hour in Fargo, and visibility very low, especially in that area where we are in that blizzard warning that is crawling across the bottom of your screen there. We're looking at a 1/4 mile in Grand Forks, Cavalier at a 1/4 mile for your visibility too, and in Fargo, a 1/2 mile is our current visibility at this time. So low throughout the valley, but especially low right in the heart of the valley and up north. Temperatures also on their way down. We're at 0 degrees in Fargo. It might be a few days before we see this number again. We're all on our way onto the negative side, or the cold side of 0 here coming up for today, with wind chills that are going to be dangerous as well. We're already in the 20s to some 30s below, and as those temperatures drop, those wind chills will drop some more too. So checking out your hour-by-hour forecast. Of course, we've got that ongoing snow this morning. Gradually, as we move through the morning hours, over the next few hours, we'll see our snow chances wind down. By 9 a.m., most of us done with the snow, though there could still be some in the east. The wind, though, still strong through the morning hours. We'll see those gusts into the 30s. Can't rule out a 40-mile-per-hour gust even until later this morning. And getting into the noon hour, our temperatures sliding below 0 for just about every location here as well. So blowing and drifting snow still continuing into the afternoon. So those open areas are going to be trouble spots, of course, for visibility, but all of us dealing with that drifting going on even in town. Now, looking at your afternoon planner, still on the cold side. There will be no warming today. We're looking at that cold northwest wind driving in, that chilly air. And for tonight, dealing with temperatures dipping below 0, well below 0, into the teens below, and of course wind chills that'll be a little bit lower than that, but gradually that wind will ease up as we get into tonight. Our snowfall potential, most of us getting less than an inch from this point on, but there could be a couple of places up in the northeast where we get a couple of inches of additional snowfall. That's of course on top of what we've already received. And checking out your 7-day planner, frigid. Tomorrow, we do have a slight chance for some snow. Right now, our models are indicating it may track a little bit farther south into South Dakota, but just keep in mind there might be a little bit of light additional snowfall in the Southern Valley for Friday. And then as we look into the weekend, just cold. Temperatures well into the teens and even some 20s below to start off Saturday and Sunday mornings. And next week, that carries over as well. Wednesday, there's a little glimmer of hope with signs of a warm up coming up midweek. We'll hope that that continues in the planner. But again, today, a hazardous morning drive. Definitely check ahead before you head out the door.
Good advice. Thank you, Lisa. Coming up on the Valley Today, more on that tough travel this morning, especially in open areas.